tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So right now I'm just on a little walk. I wanted to go over a little bit of how I'm feeling right now that I'm 8 weeks out, and just give a little bit of like a recap of how training's going, how I'm feeling, body weight, all that good stuff. So right now, 8 weeks out, I'm feeling really good. This is the most confident I've honestly ever been with training and how my performance is going. Basically hitting PRs on every single lift by a lot. After since I competed, I think it was like April 26th, and I was like weighing in the mornings around 187, and right now I'm like 190, so about a pound per month weight gain. I've been feeling pretty strong, obviously hitting these all-time PRs on bench press, finally going up. Squats have just been uber consistent. Deadlift honestly hasn't been feeling super great until like yesterday, and so and just a lot of that's just because I know I have been making PRs, but it's in a different context right now because I past blocks I was doing deadlift on Tuesdays after I did volume squats, so they're a little bit more fresh. There's a little bit less acute fatigue after squats I had to deal with. So, but compared to the last time I was doing deadlifts after squat, which is like back in, I believe, December, like massive PRs. Like I hit like 666 pounds, and that was like RPE 10, whereas I probably only had like maybe 672 at most on that day. And then yesterday, pulling 683 after a high exertion squat workout, high volume, and then basically bodying 683. Very smooth with how high fatigue was. I probably had about 705 on the day at the very best. But that still is like a massive improvement for me. Because I peak pretty well on deadlift. I usually train with about 5% fatigue, especially after squats. So, the fact that I'm able to, basically, if you count for that, basically me doing 683, for that, about 5% above that is around 722. So that's exciting for me. I still have 8 weeks left to build. And then right now I'm just in a, kind of doing something a little bit different with my nutrition I've never done before. I'm being a lot more intuitive with my eating, in the sense of I've been doing this for 5 years. I know my body really well. I know what hunger signals mean. I know how to, read my body, when to eat more, when to eat less. And, you know, the reality about muscle growth is that it's a lot more complex than just a calorie surplus. You do need to have some slight weight gain over time. That's important, because muscle mass has mass. But it's not like, you know, you must always be in a calorie surplus or else you're not going to be building muscle. That's just not how this works. And in reality, you know, if you're gaining around 1 pound of muscle per month, that's a lot of muscle. And Lyle McDonald did a really good article on muscle gain math. And basically for that, you know, 1 pound a month, it's only like a 120 calorie surplus, which is depressingly small, which also means, you know, you can probably be a little bit more loose with your tracking. You know, basically what I'm doing is I know around where my maintenance calories are, and I'm just eating around maintenance to a 200 calorie surplus, depending upon if I'm training or not that day, if I am like hunger levels, energy levels, how my training is going, am I overly sore, like lots of different stuff. Like also, like, you know, can I digest my food well? You know, am I bloated or not? Because like that does actually play a pretty big role in performance. So that's something that's, you know, anyways, this has been something that's a little bit new, but it's been really healthy for me actually from a mental standpoint, to just be a little bit more relaxed with things. I'm still tracking, I'm still aware of stuff, but, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, eat like a performance athlete right now. I'm really lean right now too. Like I can't believe I look like this at 190. You know, anybody who follows me on Instagram, like I post, you know, pictures of myself. I'm like still completely shredded. Feeling really strong. I feel totally fine at this body fat percentage. So yeah, essentially I'm eight weeks out right now. The overall plan going forward is that for this next block, we're going to do like 3s to 5s in terms of top sets on my squat, bench, and deadlift. Going to keep deadlifting after squats for right now, and then going into my peak, just because how I peaked last meet was insane. I hit 700 pounds easier than I hit 672 for a single in training, to where I can line up my deadlift to being, you know, the same amount of time out. Like it was about 12 days for my last heavy deadlift to my meet. So that's what my plan is on deadlift, squat, bench press training, and then we'll do some singles ramping into the meet. But yeah, like I've also been way less stressed out in general about like my performance on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, because barbell medicine talks about this a lot, but we are in a lot less control over our rates of adaptation than we like to believe. You know, and performance is going to be variable on a regular basis. You know, you can be up to 10% or more fatigue depending upon life stressors, nutrition status, hydration, all that stuff. Like there's a lot of different things, and kind of learning how to work with your body and not force weights has been really helpful for me. And also just you know, it's like, you know, I have a target weight, but I'm also very honest with myself with my RPEs, and you know, really chasing the adaptation, not the numbers. That's been really helpful for me. And I've also been taking my down sets in general on my heavier days a lot easier and doing a little bit more sets. So it's just been a little bit less fatigue. But, you know, that's because we have really good data that says that about 70% plus is about equal for strength gains. I did a podcast with a dad-driven strength guys kind of talking about that. So, you know, basically that's helped me keep me feeling fresher, and also has been maximized my top end performance a little bit more. So that's been something that's been working really well for me. And overall, like I'm just having a ton of fun in training right now. So, you know, that's basically the lead in to this next meet. And I really just can't wait to keep progressing. My main goals right now are just like stay healthy, keep having fun, you know, do everything I know I need to in order to be you know, ready for this next meet. My target weights were, you know, 192 to 194 for this meet. It just depends on how, you know, what happens, but you know, I know that, you know, filling out 198 has been a process, but I'm doing it in the right way, in my opinion, where I'm really focusing on just eating for performance, making sure that my performance is going up in conjunction with my with my scale weight gain and just having fun. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at with training right now, like in a really good spot, basically in a really good flow. Do need to work a little bit more on sleep. That's something I always struggle with a little bit, but you know, always room to improve, and that's what's exciting.